was like, whoa.
Back to It Is What It Is. This episode is presented by Underdog. If you're new to Underdog, today's the day. Get $100 in bonus entries when you play just $5 with code It Is What It Is. So we've been partnering with Underdog for a while, and trust me, y'all, this is the best offer they've ever dropped. Y'all don't want to miss it. Underdog is available in most states, including Florida, California, and Texas, just to name a few. So make sure y'all support the show, hit that subscribe button, lock in your bonus, and start playing today with code It Is What It Is. I'm Treasure Wilson, aka Stat Baby, along with your hosts Mace and Cam, and today we are joined with our analyst Maurice Clarett.
Mo, what's going on? Killer, what's good?
Bro, what's good, Mo? How you doing today, bro?
Yeah.
Phenomenal.
Mo,
how your brother's doing out there?
I'm good,
you
bro.
out there looking like you running for congressman or something.
Yeah. Well, I thought you was gonna talk about my tree. You ain't sitting my palm tree. That's what I thought you
Told you the over and under on that, nigga. I already told you that.
The tree, I said for Christmas,
He
Mo.
forgot he said that. Stat just reminded him that.
Listen, thank you.
Come on.
No, Stat is just keeping it real. She's from Jacksonville. She's from the crib. She can't afford to be going against me this early. Christmas is coming up, Mo.
Well, I appreciate the compliment, but I thought, Stat, you're supposed to be on our side, right? This one, right?
I mean, he did. He literally said,
Mo, I'm
before
gonna get you
Christmas-
that tree. The tree is a palm tree, Mo. You can't just rush those kind of things, man. They're not like Amazon Prime, you know.
So you would have to ask for my address first in order for me to send the tree, right?
Facts.
Mo, come on. You gotta know I know your address, nigga. I'm a street nigga in a suit. I wouldn't have you this close to us if I didn't know where you stay at, Mo.
There you go. Well, that makes two of us, right?
Yeah, Mo. I don't know, you know.
Okay, so glad to have you today, Maurice. We're going to get started. We got some good thought-provoking questions that I want y'all's opinions on, so we're going to start with this. So we've seen the runs that super teams can go on in the NBA. Maurice, do you think super teams are dead in basketball?
Yeah, I believe that super teams are dead. And the reason I think that they're dead because the NBA is starting to shift to what I believe is more of a blend of international players. And I personally believe that I don't think when it comes to just building super teams, I think super teams were built around personal brands of just players trying to, one, they're famous themselves, but then trying to win championships. And I just don't think a lot of international players, and I could be wrong, but it's just my opinion. I don't think that that is like the focal point of a lot of international guys. I don't think they come up that way. I don't think that the promotion of just self is as big overseas as it is domestically. And so that's why I think for the most part, super teams are dead.
Yeah, I think when it comes to super teams, that they still do exist. They're not dead. I think they're just going about it in a more charismatic way of how they're building these super teams. Most of them are just coming from the draft, like they get one star player. And then as you notice, they start working. It's almost like they tank 2 years in a row or have 2 bad years in a row. They get 2 phenomenal players. And then they save up their cap because they're dealing with rookies, and they just go out and get a phenomenal piece to add to that team, and then they have a homegrown super team, if I could say that. It's not just generated through trades anymore. Now they're growing those teams. Look at OKC is similar to what they did. They had Czech. They drafted Czech, then they drafted Jay Will. Then they traded for Shea, and now that's considered a super team, but it's not one that came with a lot of trades.
Gotcha.
I think I think when you draft niggas, that's not really a super team. My personal opinion. I get what Mason's saying, like you tanking to get him. I don't agree with that. Some teams do be tanking though. I'm not gonna say that's not a fact. But it's like me and Sin have this argument. Now, when you add Kevin Durant to Golden State, absolutely, it turns into a super team. But when you always be like, yo, they got Clay, they got Draymond, they got Steph. They drafted these niggas. And it ain't like they got number one picks. When you think about Steph Curry, he's number 8 in the draft. You think about Clay, he's not a first pick. You think about Draymond, he's winning the second round. And that's the core of the team. And Mason's absolutely right. You put pieces around that to make it a great team, but that's what every team does. I think the reason why people are saying there's no more super teams or not like that is because the teams, when they try and manufacture them, they not winning. You think about Kawhi Leonard and Paul George going to the Clippers, they like, uh-oh, Clippers might be the best team in LA. No, it didn't work out. Whether it's injury or anything else, it's not working out. You know, we've seen a lot of success when, to me, the era where it started at, and I'm not even talking about like Shaq and Kobe, I think where it started at when people think they needed 3 players or so, is when you had KG, Kevin Garnett, Ray Allen, and
Paul Pierce.
Paul Pierce.
And niggas like, oh, that's the formula. That's the formula. You think about it, they only won 1 championship. The next year, Kobe and Pau Gasol, they won actually, a couple. And you can sit there and say, well, Andrew Bynum played, but he wasn't on the level of them. There was only 2 people. You think about teams like the Spurs, Tony Parker, Manu Ginobili, Tim Duncan, all with the Spurs from the very beginning. You know, like Bruce Bowen, I throw some pieces in, but every team is going to have pieces in. Jamal Murray, the Joker. These are players that got drafted. And then you sit there and be like, yo, they're great, but I had an argument with the nigga Sin again. He didn't realize the Joker been in the league like 8-9 years before he actually started getting his credit. Because he comes out the blue to people who not paying attention to the league like that. They'll be like, where the Joker come? Nigga, he been there on the bench and all that from the time he got from overseas. He got there. I just think that they're not as obvious. Mace made a great point. He might be disguising them, but I wouldn't call it a super team. Like it's dead obvious when Chris Bosh and LeBron James is leaving their respective teams, which were both in the playoffs. Cleveland was in the playoffs, and the Toronto Raptors was in the playoffs before they went to Miami, which was already in the playoffs. So you're saying, like, look, the East ain't even gonna have no chance because there's already 2 teams where their leading scorers were on that team, and now you went to another team. I just don't think that it's working like it used to, and you know, GMs might be like, this may not be the format.
And even when you think of that Miami team, Mo, not to cut you off, but they even added a sneaky Ray Allen, you know, so it ended up being a 4th player. So they have 4 All-Stars, really.
Yeah. So I think we can all agree that we've seen the game evolve and then change in ways that we might not have expected. So what do you guys think the formula is now to win, or do you think that there's not a formula at all, Maurice?
Yeah, I think it's through depth. I think that you have to have a bench. I don't think that 5 players are 2 or 3 superstars and a couple guys are going to get it done. I think you have to have 6 or 7 guys. You have to have a large rotation in regards to either wearing the team down and allowing your bench to score points. But I don't think 3 guys and a couple, normal guys are getting it done. I think 6, 7, 8 guys who you have to have in rotation. And I think if you look over the league over the last few teams that's won, I think that's the formula. And I think that's what more teams are building around or building their franchises towards.
Yeah, when it comes to championships, what's the question again?
Yeah, like what do you think the formula is now to win? Because
To
we felt
win-
like we had it before, but
Yeah, I think it's always been a dominant wing player, as well as somebody that shows up in the front court. Every championship team I can remember has had that, whether it's Shea and there's somebody like Cech or one of them showing up down low, or you have Tim Duncan and Tony Parker, or you have Kobe Bryant and you have Shaquille O'Neal, or you have Vernon Maxwell and Akeem Olajuwon. The only team I don't remember that had a dominant player on the front court was the Chicago Bulls. But other than that, it seemed like every other team did. Magic Johnson, Kareem Abdul, whether you're talking about LeBron James, and then you got, what's his name, Kevin something? Kevin that was playing power forward.
Kevin Love.
Yeah, Kevin Love. Or Bosh and LeBron and Wade. It's always been that way to me.
I agree with Mo. I think that it's depth these days. You see niggas that don't even get to the championship because they're tired towards the end of the year.
Yeah.
And they're sitting there worn out. You know, like you can make a case for that with the Knicks. You sit there and see Thibodeau run them niggas into the ground, and then injury starts happening towards the end of the year, and they's hobbled, and then they can't finish the playoffs out. You know, we've seen that happen with Cleveland last year. Cleveland won a record-breaking year without LeBron James on the team, and then when playoffs came, they were hobbled. OKC last year, Caruso did a great job coming off the bench. Wallace, Isaiah Jordan. Then they had key players like Dork, especially Dork. I like that dude a lot. We don't mention his name a lot on this show, but I thought he was, even though he doesn't get a lot of light, I think he needs to get more light because you don't win that championship without him. But I totally agree with you, Mo. I think it's depth now, especially with players getting so injured all the time.
Yeah.
And then hopefully that fixes soon, because we've seen a lot of players that we've wanted to see perform who quite literally just can't because of injury. So it's been a letdown. But of course, this has been happening since the beginning of the time. But I just feel like right now is getting to some of the teams. So Mace, you mentioned star players and you also talked about dominant players, but I'm going to ask Maurice this first. Who do you think are box office athletes this year, if any?
I don't know. When I think of box office, I think first you got to define that term of like somebody who's coming to your town, somebody you've heard of, somebody who, if you have kids, they know them, the adults know them, somebody want to come and see them. And I think that there's a lot of good players. I don't know if I'm getting old. I think there's a lot of good players that people would like to see if they had time. But I don't see any box office must-see TV athletes anymore. And I don't know if that make me feel old or I sound old, but I just don't see it anymore where there's people who come to your town and you feel like you have to go and see them because they're that spectacular. I just think like that whole notion of superstardom in some regard is like faded. And I don't know if it's like that's the reason that we said that we don't have a face of the NBA. But I just don't see any box office athletes that me personally, for somebody who keeps up with the sport, that I would like to see.
I couldn't disagree more than what Mo just said. I think when you're talking about Wemby is definitely box office. Ja Morant is box office. I mean, to my preference. Ant-Man would definitely be box office. These are people you would have to see play. I would even say Stephen Curry is still box office to me because the way he plays the game is still elusive, is still when he's playing is still different from everybody else that I see playing the game. It's almost like he has this whole different style of basketball than everybody else is playing. So I definitely think he's must see TV. And when Zion is healthy, Zion is must see TV.
When you say box office, like Mo said, I don't know the definition. Like you have to explain the definition because Stat didn't say basketball player, she said athlete. It's a bunch of people that be in the fucking stands for the last 9 weeks with Shedeur Sanders jerseys on. Even though he's not playing, niggas is out there. So he's not considered a superstar, but he's somebody people want to see. So that's why I'm saying, what is the definition of box office? I know to me, box office means superstar. You got to do everything to see this person play because he's great no matter what it is. So I just want to say that because it's one thing just want to see somebody, and somebody can consider somebody a star whether they're playing or not. Like to me, Shedor's a star whether he's on the field or not. He's selling fucking however hundreds of millions of dollars in jerseys to where like everybody wants a Shedeur Sanders jersey. It's a collector's item. So that's first and foremost. But if we're talking about actual superstars that's playing the game, I agree with Mace as far as Steph Curry's concerned. Wemby, the way he started off the year. I even agree to Ja Morant. As much stuff as we say about him on not being the person he was on the court, his sneakers sell out in 6 minutes or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Mace made a great list of people that I consider box office. But as far as football is concerned too, because Stats said athletes, it's a bunch of people that if you're a real big football fan, you want to see play. This hotel yesterday morning, and they didn't even know Mike Irvin was going to be here, flooded with fucking Cowboy jerseys.
Yeah.
Flooded, man. You know what I'm saying? it may not just be a person on the Cowboys, but it's Cowboy fans everywhere. We're in fucking Vegas, and it's one Vegas jersey and 92 Cowboy jerseys just on the walk to get to my car. So you may sit there and say, yo, I love Dak Prescott. Seen a bunch of CeeDee Lamb jerseys yesterday. It depends on what your definition is, but if we're talking about basketball, I think Mace brought a pretty good list up.
Then I'm curious now, Mace, because you did bring up your basketball list, but does any football box office athletes come to mind?
Oh man, yeah. Josh Allen would definitely be on that list. Watching him play as of lately, and who else? Definitely Patrick Mahomes will be on that list, and then you got Saquon. Saquon is must-see TV, and I know that because I'm from New York, I'm supposed to say Scatterboo. Is that his name, Scatterboo? As well as and Jalen Brunson. Jalen Brunson. Just for Sin City's sake, he'll love to hear that. You put Jalen Brunson. I think he's growing into must-see TV because when you do well in a New York market, it's like your name get bigger than anywhere else. So I would definitely say that.
I can agree.
Right. Just curious, because I know we're talking about box office and like stars and like what's making money.
And Terrence Crawford.
Oh, yeah.
Terrence Crawford is definitely must-see TV.
This is like, it's not really a personal question, but do you own a Patrick Mahomes jersey? Do you have one? Okay, I'm just like, we're talking about box office and like your favorite team. I was just curious.
It's too early for this.
Okay. I just think that was a good question. Just had to ask. Okay, so now reflecting, right? Who do y'all think is the most overhyped franchise in sports history? We're talking a lot about individual players. Now let's talk about franchise and teams. Maurice, who comes to mind?
Well, it's two, and I don't think this is going to be of any surprise. It's the Dallas Cowboys and the New York Knicks.
Oh, my
I
goodness.
just think that, but when you're talking about people who are two delusional fan bases, now the Knicks aren't as delusional because they've made it further and closer to a championship run, but the Cowboys, they may have, and I'm a Cleveland Browns fan, so let's set that record straight. We 2-7, I think, or 2-8, one of those. We play the Raiders coming up, but the Cowboys just won I think it's their fourth game, but the Cowboys they have the most delusional fan base. They think that this is the mid-90s, and they swear that they, even when I seen y'all on the show yesterday, and he was asking Mike about did they have a chance to be in the playoffs, and he thinks that they mathematically eligible in some form or fashion. But these dudes.
Mike crazy. I love that nigga. That nigga crazy.
Yeah, but he's delusional, man. I love him to death, but he's crazy.
I told him to his face. That's my bro. I had to let him know.
I would go on record and say the most overhyped franchise would definitely be the Cowboys. I would say the Cowboys and the Lakers as of late.
I'm totally agreeing with Mo, 100%. Those are absolutely the two most delusional and overrated fan bases. Neither one of these teams has won a championship this century. Like, my nigga, that's what I told Mike. I said, yeah, you ain't win shit since the 1900s. Fuck is you talking about? Mike talking about, if we dig down deep and then we come up and win Philadelphia next year, we have a chance to be fine. Mike, what the fuck is you talking about, man? You haven't won nothing since 1996. And you say, Mo, that, and there's no wrong answer when you sit there and be like, Cowboys is more delusional than the Knicks, or the Knicks. Me personally, I'm going with the Knicks. Because at least the Cowboys won more recently. Last championship in 1996. We are not been alive. I'm not going to say this for the 999th time on the show. Nobody's been old enough to see the Knicks win a championship. Think about this. The last time the Knicks won a championship, Phil Jackson was playing. Like against Pat Riley. Shit like that. Like, what the... This is the last time this is the last time niggas played in the championship, the Knicks. So at least the Cowboys, I actually was alive to see them actually win a championship. So, but You know what's crazy about the Knicks fans? As soon as they, and like I said, this is the Knicks year. I tell all the Knicks fans, look, this is the year to do it. Tatum's not there. Halliburton's hurt. Y'all whole team is back. Y'all have some chemistry from last year. It gotta happen this year. But what I'll say is like, yo, the reason why Knicks fans be delusional, as soon as they get bumped out the playoffs, and there's still other games going on, they already start talking about next year as soon as the shit is over. If niggas wasn't hurt, I'm telling you right now, watch what happens next year. It's still games going on this year. And niggas already immediately, as soon as they get bumped, next year, da-da-da-da. And I ain't disagreeing because, listen, New York's a great market. When New York is winning, it's great for sports. And we did see that the ratings were very, very low with OKC and Indiana as far as people watching it. Then that's how their moral victory comes in. See nobody watching that bum ass shit. Niggas ain't lit. Niggas ain't lit. They're the world champions, lit or not, regardless. So I agree with you, Mo, with the two most overrated franchises is the Knicks and the Dallas Cowboys.
Who is your most overrated franchise stat?
Most overrated franchise, first for me is always going to be the Cowboys. No disrespect to Mike because I know that's his team, but I'm just not rocking with him. Trying to think in basketball. I mean, currently, I mean, as of right, if we're talking about this season, of course, I'm going to put the Pacers because they had a good run, but I just don't think that they're good without Halliburton. And we've kind of seen that, unfortunately. Sorry, Pacers fans, because I know y'all had y'all's thing. And I was rocking with y'all and supporting y'all because you should be excited. But, yeah, to see how it's gone downhill like that, yeah, no.
Why not Miami with the winning culture and all of that?
I don't think Miami's overrated. They're actually doing pretty good, especially with what they have, considering that not all of our players have been healthy.
Okay.
Sound like a Knicks statement.
Sound like a Knicks statement, right?
No, I don't think we're on. I don't even see them on the same page.
I was going to say Miami
okay.
and Pittsburgh at first, but I didn't want to take
No. The Steelers are not overrated, and
Think about it for me. The definition when I say overrated is when niggas really believe they're gonna win. It's one thing, you know, everybody's supposed to think they're gonna win, but you don't hear niggas starting the season off like, yo, we gonna take it with the Pacers. Or we gonna take the Knicks always talking about this our year, and so do the Cowboys. That's just me. I'm not saying y'all definition, just for Cam. It'd be like, Pacers is cool. You didn't think they would get to the chip last year. If you ask a Knicks fan, then yo, we going to the chip. You ask a Cowboy fan, they get to the chip. So, like I said, that's just my definition has been when niggas be like overrated, when they overselling it to just think every year they're gonna win and never win.
I mean, there's a lot of hope.
Yes.
And then your hope gets killed. We've seen that day after day, week after week, just with the games. But that's just what happens. But, you know, sometimes people catch me by surprise. So even though Cam and Maurice are in agreement, one of the teams that you mentioned, Mace, was the Lakers. So I was curious on why you chose them. And then Maurice and Cam, do y'all agree or disagree?
I was thinking the same thing Cam was thinking, that I meant Sharon, that, you know, each year they act like the Lakers are going to take it and that LeBron is going to get this other ring, but he doesn't. And so that's why I put him on the list.
Okay, Maurice?
Yeah, when he mentioned it, I don't know why I didn't think of him. They definitely have a delusional fan base. Listen to me, LeBron's my man. I preface it with saying that, but I don't think that the Lakers have a shot at winning the championship with him anymore. I think they'll be a good team. I think people will come to the games. I think he'll entertain them, but I don't think that he'll do it, and I don't see another piece being moved over there anytime soon that's going to get it done that they'll be super competitive in the West. Just my opinion.
I disagree. I think maybe I'm just not in the room where niggas be liking like, yo, the Lakers gonna take it this year. I don't be hearing that shit. Like they won a chip since LeBron get there, even though it's a bubble. Some people don't count the bubble. I actually count the bubble, me personally. A lot of people don't. Yeah, a lot of people don't count the bubble.
Mace counts the bubble.
I don't know if he does or not, but I'm saying.
You know we don't count that.
I count the bubble actually because that's to me, even though you're playing in a crowd, with a crowd and the crowd matters, To me, this is AAU type vibe. It's no niggas basketball, nigga. Nobody interfering. You ain't got to sell no shit to the crowd. It's me and you in the gym and see who's the best basketball player. That's just my opinion, but it's a lot of people that don't count the bubble. But LeBron won a championship with the Lakers, and in the beginning, that's all it was. Oh, is he going to win a championship? He's not going to be a real Laker if he doesn't win a championship, and he hasn't won one since. But at the end of the day, I don't count it. It was this decade that the Lakers won a championship. So I just don't look at it like that.
But when people talk about the people not counting the bubble, I do say y'all do understand both teams were playing up under the same set of circumstances. So I don't know how you couldn't count it. That's what I don't understand.
So I'm just going to ask a source because we're like, people say, and Mace made it clear he does not count the bubble. And I just feel like this is a great conversation. So Mace.
Why is that, Brother Mace?
Why don't you count the bubble?
Yeah, I don't count the bubble just like it's not a full season. It's almost like a pandemic season. It's almost like a world crisis season. I know people like to say that it's like AAU, but it's not like AAU if you can't really go out to get food. It's like a lot of restrictions that makes it like not sociable to really be guarded as a real championship. For me, I think when it comes to a full 82 game season, I remember one time that the San Antonio Spurs won it against the Knicks, right? And I counted that championship because they came back and won more championships. But when that's just like the one you got on the whim like that, I can't really count that.
But what I was
Niggas was sick. Niggas, you know what I'm saying? It was a virus going around. Like it was a world virus. It was like I don't know. It's like winning a championship in China and mad cow diseases everywhere. I can't really get with it, you know? That's me though. Don't mind me. If y'all love it, I like it, you know?
Yeah, I can get with your argument if both teams weren't dealing with the same set of circumstances. So it's not like LeBron and those guys had a different set of circumstances from anybody who was playing. It's kind of what Cam said. It's like AAU vibes where you go into a gym, ain't nobody there but a couple of people, and you lace your sneakers up, I lace my sneakers up, and we go play. We go back to our room. We done. We eat. We come back. We do the same thing over again. And if you're a hooper, you're gonna be prepared to play. But everybody talking about all these distractions, and it was so much to be in a room. Like LeBron had to be in the same room that these other guys had to be in. And so to me, it's actually a level playing field with both teams. But I think like this was people's way of discrediting LeBron. Not saying that that's your vantage point.
No, not if you can discredit other players and say, yo, I heard Lou Williams went to get wings. It's like it's not the same if I could be disqualified from playing because I left the bubble. Those are things that makes it not professional. I keep hearing y'all say things like AAU, but this is not AAU. This is NBA. So when you're applying, what is that? When you're applying amateur rules and amateur insight to a professional sports, that right there tell you it's not the same.
Oh, I think that he was more so naming it when you go to AAU games and the crowd isn't there. It's just you playing various teams in the gyms. I think that was the context. But I'm just talking about the context that other teams weren't dealing with a different set of circumstances that the Lakers was, and the Lakers just prevailed. That's all I was saying.
Oh yeah, I the whole world saw them prevail. I'm just saying that when there's a worldwide virus that any person can get and be taken off the court, whether they're the best player or not. We saw that happen to two different teams that could have competed on the West Coast that couldn't compete because they may have the virus. They have to be checked out, and they got to sit out 2 games. These are a lot of things to consider, Mo.
The fact still remains we got the championship. Well, I
Yeah.
can say we got the championship. The Lakers got the championship.
Okay. If you like it, you know.
You don't love
I got you.
I'm just saying, Mace made a lot of great points. Like everything he said was super good. But when you say the 2020 champions, don't say coronavirus champions. It just say the Lakers.
I like that, Killer. That's what the chip should say.
But it doesn't.
The Corona year.
But it doesn't. No asterisk next to it or nothing. So when about 30 years, when you trying to explain this to your grandkids or somebody else, you know it was a pandemic. You know niggas couldn't go eat. Lou Williams went and snuck and got some wings that year. You made those were great.
Yeah,
everything you said was great. And that's a fact. But I be listening when my grandfather used to tell me shit too, and I'd be like, yeah, oh, that's cool, man. I hear you.
Yeah, you're right.
But everything you said was
Cold War and all that. I don't know what the Cold War was.
Yeah, but those were great.
Well, how cold was it, Dad?
Yeah, but you made a lot of great points. Absolutely.
Stat, you know what the Cold War was, Stat?
That's when like, oh my gosh, prices and like it was like a whole bunch of inflation and like things.
Do you know, Larry?
Right?
Cold War is a war like between Germany and somebody. Is that a Harlem?
I just remember people don't have no money for nothing. Do you know what the Cold War is?
Y'all go home and do your homework.
You know what's crazy? You know what's crazy? Like when Stat or even like Larry, you'd be like, no, I don't give a fuck what the Cold War is. I don't know what the Cold War is. You know, like niggas be so scared to be wrong. Be like, damn, I should know what the Cold War is. Why the fuck do I? You let murder drag. Y'all be dragging murder people to make y'all feel crazy. No, I don't know what the Cold War is. I don't give a fuck. But you said y'all get forward right to it. Let me think. I should know. Mace's asking me what the Cold War is. Who gives a...
No, it wasn't Germany. I said
You just looked it up, Larry.
It was the Soviet Union. It was the Soviet Union. My bad.
Point being is, who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
That was the point of him even bringing it up. Because like I said, today those points Mace made were great. And you know,
we're trying to say you won't even remember what it was.
But those were really, really great points. But like when you go to the record books, like even the shit he said, like when it was a lockout year, the year the San Antonio won against the Knicks, actually, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
it wasn't 82 games. So do you make that a championship for the Spurs? Because it wasn't 82 games. Nah, it was a lockout. It wasn't a virus going around like you said. But it was like, and that's what I'm saying. But the points you made was very, very, very impressive. Very impressive. But they need to put asterisks next to these points, these seasons, when it's super lockouts, different lockouts.
Larry's still trying to look up 1947.
Real quick, back to his question though. Like, if y'all ask me a question, I'm assuming y'all know the answer. Not my brain doesn't automatically think.
No, I know it. That's why I told him 1947. He was looking around.
I'm just saying, if he asked me that, I wouldn't even try and think about
like, no.
it. I'm like, no.
I'm always gonna try to think. That's just like my brain, how it operates. I'm like, oh, that's a good question. I'm actively trying to answer your question.
But sometimes you look crazier.
Yeah, but it's okay. It's just learning. Like, and then I'm like, okay, well, what was it? And then it's I don't get an answer. So then I gotta go search it later.
Not particularly you. Sometimes other people look crazy. Like I know I always bring up Sin, and me and Sin had an argument about. I can't remember what it was, about people not knowing what a philanthropist was. We called you about that. We called one of his niggas. Mm-hmm. And I told his man that you should feel offended that he even called you to think that you're not smart enough to know what philanthropist is. That's offensive to me. Like, I bet you this nigga don't know what philanthropist is. I said, you don't feel insulted? And he's like, word, man. Word, so you think I'm dumb? Then they asked him what due diligence is. He said, that's like a person, right? Instead of just saying, nah, I don't know what it is, but you say due diligence is a person, it makes you look crazier than just saying, nah, I don't know what it is. Shout out to my nigga Philanthropy. I call him Philanthropy. Blame Sin for this whole shit, for me talking about it. He tried to play.
Fair. That is fair. Okay. So LeBron and Steph won't compete in the Olympics. We will discuss after the break. Welcome back. Now let's get into our underdog picks of the day. Tonight, the Nuggets will play the Pelicans. Underdog has Jokic at 28.5 points. Do you have him higher or lower, Mace?
Higher. This is a big joker, man, not the little one. Pause.
Yeah, I'm going higher too.
Okay, Aaron Gordon's at 18.5 points. Do you have him higher or lower, Cam?
High.
Higher. I'm happy for Gordon too to start winning because he wasn't winning with Orlando.
And Zion is at 20.5 points. Do you have him higher or lower, Mace?
I'm gonna even go higher with Zion. I think it's time for him to start going crazy.
Low.
Okay.
Got no faith in that man.
At all. Zero.
Well, it's terrible. Fat Zion, skinny Zion. Shit's quiet.
Okay. Make sure y'all download the Underdog app and you can make your picks too. So LeBron and Steph did a podcast together. They're answering a lot of questions, talking about basketball. And LeBron made it clear that he doesn't plan to compete for the men's national team at the 2028 Olympics in LA. He said, "You already know my answer. I will be watching it." Steph in return said, "God willing, I still have the choice and physical option where I could impact the team. Never say never, but I highly doubt it." Maurice, after hearing that from the both of them, how do you feel about their thought process? You think it's valid or you think they should go on and play?
No, the you ever see somebody like when they're past their prime and they're trying to do the old stuff that they used to do? And we always talk about them, how bad they look, and they should have conceded and let somebody else basically fill those shoes. I think both of them are just basically accepting father time. That's why Steph Curry said, 2028 is, it's around the corner, but 2 more years on your body. I know a lot of guys talk about how taxing it is to like play a whole season, then play for the Olympics, and then have to get ready for the next season. And so I'm pretty sure they've taken all that into consideration. I know a lot of talk is talking about LeBron. And I don't know Bryce's situation out in Arizona, but he would like to be in the league when Bryce comes, and then, he'll like to walk off into the sunset. And if that happens, it's Bryce having next year to play, have success in Arizona, and then get to the NBA. But I think it's just father time catching up with both of them and letting young guys basically have that moment to be more competitive on an international level.
Yeah, I think when it comes to 2028, Steph and Curry could definitely play on that team, even looking 2 years out from now. Well, actually, it'll probably be like 3 years out from now. But I really believe that Stephen Curry will still be a shooter that could make a difference on that team. He'll be the same player that Ray Allen was on that Miami team that won the championship. So I look at it from that perspective. I think LeBron could definitely still be on the team, but I think by then there will definitely be some other players that will be starting. But I'm not too sure of who would be starting, because when we think about this USA team, a lot of the players that's dominating the NBA are foreign players. So who would be those new players that will be playing the one, that will be playing the three? Because when LeBron goes, I look at Kevin Durant going as well. So who would be that next three that will be on the floor? I still haven't figured that out just yet.
I agree. Look, leave on a high note. Them niggas won the gold medal, and it wasn't easy. It wasn't like they ran through the whole shit. Pause. Even though you won convincingly, niggas had to go on tears. Kevin Durant had to go on a tear a couple games. Steph Curry had to go on a tear to win that championship, that final game. So at the end of the day, look, you won the gold medal. Imagine going out there and not winning it, and then you leave your career because you know you're not playing in 2032. So I would say, that's just, you just forget about it. I do agree with Mace that Steph Curry, he's a shooter. When you can shoot, you always gonna have a job. I think, me personally, and I'm not even being funny, I think Reggie Miller could be somebody eighth man off the bench today. That's how good he still shoots. Ray Allen too. Like, you don't even have to play the whole game. Them niggas can shoot. But me personally, if I was them, I agree with them. Why even risk it when you went out on a high note? And not only that, you went out with your niggas. All these people are not, not same age, but around the same age group. I remember Kobe went to the Olympics that year when they lost the Olympics. Prior to that, he like, now I got to come in here and show y'all niggas how to win an Olympic championship. And I remember watching the documentary and how far he was just like look, I'm here to play ball. These niggas playing games, LeBron and them, Carmelo. Niggas all here to play. He's just on the bus like, I'm really just here to save America. You not in the same age group as niggas. Niggas' songs ain't matching up. Niggas playing games you don't want to play, all for the sake of the country. And it'll be the same thing. But I think, LeBron's more of a people person. Steph seems kind of offish a little bit. But personalities matter too. I wouldn't play either.
So when y'all talked about this, it made me think of something, especially when Maurice said the phrase father time. Because when LeBron and Steph decide to exit, I think it'll be a very graceful exit. But something that I've noticed is that a lot of athletes really struggle, not even just athletes, coaches too, because to me, Bill Belichick is a whole situation itself, really struggle to kind of move on and go to that next phase. But Maurice, why do you think that is? And then how should players, coaches, like just all the above kind of go about that transition?
I think a lot of it is out of habit. You wake up and you do something for, 10, 15, 20, 30 years, and it becomes part of who you are, what you do, and the familiarity and the exclusivity of it all. I'll tell you like this, just being back, at Ohio State, and they treat a commercial plane like a private jet. When you're getting sheltered and shepherded everywhere, and suites are laid out for you, food is laid out for you, you got police escorts everywhere, and everything is first class, man. It's hard to walk away from that. Then when you're a professional athlete and you making 30, 40, $50 million, that's not normal money. I know people see athletes make that money, but it's not a lot of places you can go into the real world and do something where you're just entertaining people, be it playing basketball or doing something that you've been doing since a kid and just making that sort of money. So I think all of that plays into it. But, like I say, transition is hard. There's a lot. I'm pretty sure Mason Cam could talk about this themselves. I'm pretty sure there's rappers who can't get out of that phase and stay in spaces too long. And so I just think it's tough for anybody. And so most people stay around just more out of familiarity and habit more than anything. That's my opinion.
Yeah, that was a wonderful take. I'm just gonna add another piece to it. I think another reason that makes it hard for people to move on is because they don't have a plan to move on. Sometimes when you don't see more than what you're doing, it becomes hard to make the next step. But the more you see the next move, it just becomes like a part of the flow. It's like running a play where you pass the ball and you go through and you recognize that once he gets the ball, if he doesn't get that shot, I get this shot over here. Life is just like that. If you know the next move, then you can already position yourself for the future. And I'm a firm believer that the future belongs to those that are prepared for it.
I'm good.
Okay. And then with compensation being so heavy, and we've seen it across everywhere from NIL to even now the big leagues, do you think players now care about brand more than their legacy, Maurice?
Yeah, I would say I think more guys now care about their personal brand. And I think a lot of it is driven through social media, making like the platform for you to advertise and to, project to the world what it is that you want to project to them, which I don't have another word for it, but sort of makes you mildly narcissistic and worrying about yourself more than what your legacy's worth. And I think that the compensation is so heavy these days that I just think that a lot of kids care more about, what's in it for me versus how will I be remembered. And I just think that money contributes to that. And I don't think that you'll ever go back the other way because, as we move on, compensation and money only increases. And so whatever athletes have got now, we will only get more. And it's the same thing, I think, across the board with every industry.
Yeah, I think it's very interesting that you would say that because I think the bigger the legacy, the bigger the money. I think sometimes people focus on the money, but if you're great at anything you're doing, the money is going to follow. If you're great at boxing, you're great at sport, any sport there is. If you dominate that sport, money is coming your way. It's just inevitable if you're great at what you do. Now, I understand the focus of wanting the money, but I think when you really have exercised greatness or dominance at what you do, every single time to every single person. That money presents itself some way, somehow. Even if you didn't get it in this lifetime, just I'm in a lifetime of you playing just like Jordan. He ended up getting it in sneakers or something else. It just always makes it way.
And how did you phrase the question, Stat?
Yeah. Do you think players now care more about brand and like money and all those things rather than their actual legacy?
That's a great question because nigga like me, right? Just saying what a younger can. Nigga tell you, yo, if you do it this way, in the next 5 years, you can make $10 million. But if you do it this way, you got $1 million, you can figure it out. 20-year-old Kim said, give me the million, let me figure it out. I can't depend on what's gonna happen in the next 7, 8 years. I might not be here, nigga. That would have been my mentality at 20 years old. Now, would it have been the right mentality? Absolutely not. That wouldn't have been the right mentality. But I'm telling you what a 20-year-old mind state is thinking.
That's what you're thinking.
Yo, if you got $1 million now, you talking about, just hold on, we're gonna give you 50,000 now, but guarantee you gonna get 10 million over in the next. I'm telling you now, 20-year-old niggas taking $1 million right now. So when you say legacy over NIL or whatever it is,
Yep.
I can't get mad at a nigga taking the NIL because nigga be like, you gotta think of all the excuses nigga make. I could get hurt. Yo, anything can happen.
You get shot coming out of the restaurant.
Yeah, I might be in a car crash. You gonna make up every excuse not to care about the legacy because the money's in your face, pause, right now. Does it make it right? No, because at the end of the day, you not think, when you're 21 or 22, the average 20, 21, 22-year-old is not thinking about being 30.
Sure not.
Yeah.
Look, when you're 20, you're not thinking about 25. When you're 25, you be like, I got time till I'm 30. Then when you're 30, you be like, I just turned 30, but you start panicking when you're 30. Especially you ain't got no kids. Be like, oh my God, I'm 30, I don't have any kids. Then you turn 35, you be like, oh my God, I'm almost 40. Like, yo, shit goes like that. So my point is when you're that young and you're in the mixed sport, athlete, entertainer, million in front of you, or you get 10 million when you're 30. Think about this, right? This is a great example. And I'll wrap it up, my statement with this. And it's almost time for him. Whatever kind of deal it was, shout out to Allen Iverson. I just seen him the other day with the radio. He supposed to get 50 million when he turned 55 or some shit like that.
Yeah.
50?
Yep.
And what is he now, 51? 50? He's 50 now. He's going to be 51 next year.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could have did that deal. But look, it's almost here. It's almost here. Shout out to y'all. That's my bro. I'm just saying, imagine when you, because you know why? You're not budgeting your money when you're young like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You're not budget. Oh, this going to be forever. This going to be forever. I'm always get it. But they gave him a safety net. 55, look, man, we know you might fuck up the money. Not saying he is. But we gonna give you 50 million when you turn 55, nigga. Like,
yeah.
Now imagine when you 48, you like
7 more years.
You know what I'm saying?
Time.
Yeah, like shit got to hurry up. So I don't know if I could have did that deal, but I know one thing for sure: God willing, stay healthy, stay prayers. When he turned 55, it's gonna be an exciting year for him, bro.
Yeah.
For sure. That's a really hard thing.
And that's really good that you said that, Killer, because I think when it comes to even like artists, if we didn't feel that way, I know I wouldn't have signed the deal I signed. If I needed the money right now. You know, we don't got time to think about tomorrow. Who knows what tomorrow?
Yeah,
don't.
You have to think about your mind state
So
at
I
that
definitely
age.
understand.
Like, and when she's asking the question, you have to think about the age, not a mature Mesa, Cam, or Maurice. You're thinking about a nigga 20 years old, and imagine a nigga be like, listen, think about this, Mo, because you was wild too, or not just wild. We all grew up in urban society to where Imagine a nigga like right now, like, and it ain't none of us niggas who've done shit in life where nigga got a ear to a young nigga. Like Mace may be able to talk to a nigga. You may be able to talk. I may be able to talk to a nigga. Imagine a nigga from your block that didn't make him talk about, young fella, you putting your legacy at stake. Yo, legacy, nigga. You kind of cursed me out. Fuck like my word is legacy. You got 10,000 right now. The word legacy don't even register with a 20-year-old, my nigga. Yo, I'm trying to make a legacy out here. That word ain't on they plate at 20 years old, 21 years old.
Yeah, nobody's definitely thinking.
Larry, you want to ask something?
No, I was just saying, like, is it okay for him to leverage that money now? Like, if you know AI got 30 million coming right now, would you let him borrow 250? You know he got the money coming. Could he?
You asking me?
Yeah, I'm saying, could you loan him against the? Even I know you still got to wait till you're 55, but if you know he got some bread coming, you wouldn't loan him no money ahead of time, knowing he got that coming or no? And with some interest on there?
AI, my brother, look, you asking from a personal Cameron opinion. If he needed some money, yeah. But if you talking about as an investment,
I'm just saying, yeah, for him, I know.
Anything can happen, Larry. No, not for me.
That money could already be owed to somebody, man. It's a dangerous world out here, man.
I'm saying, was that a good investment overall? I mean, you get what I'm saying? Like,
I get what you're saying, but it has to. It's not a guarantee.
You could owe that money before you get it.
Yeah.
We're in the real world, Larry.
Yeah. And AI, if you need it, if you ever need it, I ain't got 50 million to lend you, but if you ever need it, son, that's my brother. I'm just talking about from an outsider as an investment, I wouldn't invest in that.
Yeah, I remember when I was, when I first stopped doing music, I went to a Atlanta Hawks game. They was playing the Sixers. And AI just ran out the locker room, was like, yo, if you need anything, bro, I got you. That was really real, so shout out to AI.
Yeah, and shout out to AI. That nigga put us in his Hall of Fame speech. We ain't never gonna be in the Hall of Fame of basketball. For a nigga to give, when he give his Hall of Fame speech and he say me and Murder name along with other artists, including Michael Jackson, it's a big deal, man. So I love AI. I just seen AI like at the Breakfast Club, so that's my bro. I really love that nigga, man.
That's dope. And then we're going to end on this note, especially because, Cam, you brought up 20-year-old mindset. What are you thinking then versus now? What's the biggest myth about success that y'all think young people should stop being told? Maurice.
Oh, I got a good one. Go ahead, Mo. Pause.
The biggest myth about success, it came to mind that money solves all your problems. I think that that's a large misconception that people believe once you have money, that all problems solve. No pun intended, but more money, more problems. You just have a different set of problems. But more money does not solve all issues. So I think that that's a common misconception that people think once they get money and have success, that problems go away.
Mo, did you just do the cat sound? Was that you or Stat? Before you started talking.
I don't know, man. Bro, I don't know. I was just thinking, I don't know.
Oh, that was
Not
crazy.
me.
Yeah, that was Mo.
I'm right next to you.
I didn't know. We live in a different world these days. I don't know. Killer must not didn't hear it.
I ain't hear nothing.
Yeah.
Me neither.
He know what he did. It was something you know how the girls go something I don't know. But listen, we're gonna stay on course. I was just looking around like, Stat, what you doing? But it was Mo. But listen to this. One thing I would like people to stop telling this generation is that if you don't quit, you're gonna make it. Cause I know a lot of niggas that are standing around right now that didn't quit and they didn't make it. Do you know anybody like that, Killer? That niggas are still out there like a nigga got a demo tape at 51. You need to quit, bro. Let me tell you. If nobody else told you, get a job. Your wife needs you to get a job. She needs you to have a 401k. She needs you to have insurance. You know, niggas is DJing. don't got no dental. We got to get a pension for the DJs, bro.
I like that. Definitely.
Because I love what DJs have done for the game and what they've done for a lot of us as artists. But when you see them older in life, they don't have a lot of things they should have. So somebody got to tell them.
You got, and you know what? When it's shit like that, they'll get mad at you for telling them to quit. Because I tell niggas. I tell niggas like, yo, it's not gonna work out. And then they get mad at me. I just talked about this on my show, Murder. Just say what you just said, like, but not, not as broad, more narrow. And I don't want nobody to get offended because maybe they didn't see it on Talk with Flea and they'll see it now. But on the last episode, not the last episode where we was with Max B, the previous episode, is when niggas come up to you and want you to put them on and be like, but I'm from Harlem.
Yeah.
And you like, yo, bro, I hate that. I hate that because that don't mean you good because you from Harlem. You got to be good. And then niggas become rappers out the blue and be like, yo, I'm rapping now. Put me on. Like that's, and to be honest, that's how sometimes you miss out on talent too.
Yeah.
I miss out on talent because I didn't see them put in the work that me and Mace may have put in, and that's okay. That I'm not the Wizard of Oz that's going to catch everything from Harlem, but sometimes it's not good. What I said is this, Murder, on the show is that when you're from Harlem and you're good, I don't know if you've seen my take on Talk with Flea. I said it was a time when Harlem thought we had a jinx. So you see everybody from Long Island getting on EPMD, EPMD, everybody like in Bismarck and Brooklyn, you have Big Daddy Kane and Queens, LL Cool J and Run DMC and all these people. And then Staten Island, you got Wu-Tang, and we was like, Harlem just got the jinx on us, man. Nobody been on since Kumo D and Dougie Fresh and everything. And I gave you your props. I was like, Murder broke the curse because we used to sit around depressed. We always sit around like, ain't nobody from Harlem ever gonna make it out of here. And so I said all that to say this: when you're hot and you're from Harlem, the borough will let you know. Even niggas who don't fuck with you from other parts of them be like,
yeah,
they all right,
like,
nigga. Yeah, you got it.
That nigga be talking crazy.
Yeah, even if they turn it down when you come around, it's no denying.
I remember now, this is a good story about Jim, right? I remember Jim said, yeah, niggas was talking about hurting Mace, because I was talking crazy. When you on fire, the hood gonna let you know you on fire. Yeah,
they gonna let you know, man. It's one thing about Harlem, because they think it's either this, you're not from their part of town, they gonna hate. They be like, nah, I know that nigga. I'm gonna reach out because let's see what's going on and see if I got an opportunity, man. But I thought both of you guys had great takes. Read the questions so I can answer correctly, but both of you guys' takes were absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah. So what's the biggest myth about success that people should stop telling young people?
Oh man, that's really a great question. I don't know if I have an answer. I think both of these guys answered it outstandingly. Like, I'll add on to this. This is what I'll say. I'll add on to Mo's answer. Don't think that money can solve everything. It can't. It really can't. It can't. What else? Don't let the misconception of thinking not having some money. It's gonna be okay. Cause you know what I don't like? And I said this years ago. I probably said maybe every other year. When you see a nigga and they be like, yo, what's up? Yo, what's up, nigga? How you been? Surviving, man. I'm maintaining. Yo, don't put your depression on me. You know what I'm saying? And because listen, man, and I'll use this phrase. We grew up in Ohio, and I'm not disrespectful, like I said, it's my second home. Chicago's a little more. We know Tampa's not like that. Mace could allude to this. There's not a lot of cities like New York or Chicago. I'll actually include Chicago. And the reason I'm saying this is because when you grow up in New York, they stack you on top of each other. They just stack you on top of each other. Like, how many, Mo, let me give you an actual example. Let's say the projects in Youngstown, Columbus, how many floors is in the projects? 2, 3?
I'm just going, Youngstown's go like 2 or 3 at max.
Right. New York is 17 buildings in one project and they all go to 30 floors.
Yeah.
They stacking niggas on top of each other. So it's niggas that you don't like for no reason. You just mean like not like a nigga face that live in your building. Like, yo, I'm tired of looking this nigga face for 12 years. And then he don't like you neither. Yeah. So I be like, I gotta get some money, get away from this nigga face, pause, because it's bothering me. And they feel the same way about you. So I'm just saying, from growing up in that environment, I always was like, yo, that's why even now I be out the way. I'll be like, yo, I was in the way for 27 years. Like, yo, we grew up around thousands of niggas. You go outside, I'm not exaggerating. Like I said, I know I tell you this a lot. When I didn't even know Mace, when we was too young to even know each other, 8, 9 years. Mace was 9 years old, standing outside, literally, I'm not exaggerating, 37 niggas every day on a corner at 9, 10 years old. And okay, a realistic number, 23 niggas every day. And 9, and they were older. This is the environment you grew up with, 100 niggas, 20 niggas on every block you go to. Not even exaggerating. 137th Street, 30 niggas. 138th Street, 30 niggas. 139th Street, 30 niggas. I gotta get out of here.
Yeah, that's true. I think any person that makes it out of New York is very special. I know that New York come with a lot of arrogance, all of us, but I think to make it out of New York, it takes a very special breed. Like, 'cause there's some people I don't even fool with, but they made it out of New York. I really believe there's something special about each one of them because the living quarters,
Yeah.
and the people you meet along the way, a lot had to go right for you to get a break, and a lot had to go in a great way for you to have major success. So I just tilt my hat to anybody that had success out of New York.
Right, and not even, and to add on real quick, like, and I'm thanking God just realistically about my situation, but like, I can't even imagine sharing my toilet again with 6 niggas. 7 niggas. He had one toilet with 9 niggas in the house. I can't even imagine it today. I remember I had to go take a bath and there was such a ring around the toilet, around the tub from my uncle coming from the gym. I'm like, I don't want to get in that tub.
Yeah, for real.
Like, thank you, God.
Yeah, warming your water up and all of that.
Yeah. To take, because there was no hot water. Now you got to heat the water up and put the stopper in the sink to take a bird bath.
Yeah.
Great conversation, y'all. Well, that is all the time that we have for today. Maurice, it's always a pleasure to have you on the show.
European Mo.
Always.
My man.
Euro Mo.
I'm waiting on my tree, man. I'm waiting on the tree. All right?
Yeah, Mo, the tree will be there. You don't have to worry about the tree. The tree will be vibrant. It'll be a great palm tree, and people will look at you, and every time they say, Mo, I like that tree, I want you to just say courtesy.
Mo, the tree will be there same way you was waiting for Mace on game day last year, nigga. It'll be right there.
That was crazy.
I got more faith in what you talk about, Cam. I do.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, thank you, Mo. Mo.
Thank y'all for watching, and as always, it is what it is.